So for 9.5, we're actually going to be looking at different types of shapes. So far, we have only been working with what type of graph?
Graphing. Line graph.
Not graphing, a line. Okay? So, when we're talking about the word linear, what word is in there that you think is going to be important?
Line.
Here. Line. Okay? The most important word here is line. Linear equations are lines, which means that x has no exponent in the equation. Okay? X has no exponent. And look at here. This is like what we've been working so far, right? Y equals 3x plus 1. Does x have an exponent there?
No.
No, so this is a linear equation. Okay, this type of line, is it going uphill or downhill? Up. Okay, which direction do we read, guys? Left to right, so we read graphs from left to right. Remember my little man, if he's going uphill, that means x is positive. If x was negative, the line is going downhill. Okay? That's stuff we've been working with already so far. That should be stuff we know, correct? Okay. What about, we have a new type of graph. It is called a quadratic.
Oh my gosh, that's fancy.
I know.
Very fancy.
In a quadratic equation, x has an exponent of 2. Okay, so for example, y equals 2x squared. Notice that I have an x squared there, minus 5. The graphs of anything that has an x squared look like a cup or a U.
Or a nose.
If it is opening upwards, that means the x squared term is positive. If it is opening upside down or downwards, that means the x squared term is negative. Okay? It's pretty much, exactly, it's basically the same as the lines. If x squared is positive, it's going up. If x squared is negative, it's going down. Same idea for the cubic equation. Okay, a cubic equation, what do you think the exponent there is going to be? 3. If x has an exponent of 3, for example, y equals x to the third, or how else do we call that? X cubed plus 2. That's called a cubic equation. Now let's imagine our little man again going up the hill. Is this one going uphill or downhill?
Both.
Well, if he was walking, he would be going up, right?
If he can walk up that.
If he can walk up that. Okay, so x cubed is positive, and it still kind of looks like it's going uphill. Okay. Okay. So what about going left to right on this one? X cubed is negative. Does this one look like it's going uphill or downhill? It's kind of downhill, right? Okay, these two graphs are very similar to each other. You need to make sure you are careful when you are drawing them. Okay? Alright, so on your homework, you will not need graph paper for your homework on these. All you're going to be asked to do on your homework for these types of equations is we need to be able to recognize and identify, which means all we have to do is look at the equation and decide and draw the picture. Just a sketch of the picture. You don't have to do it exact. We just have to draw a sketch of the picture. So you do not need graph paper. It will not. The answer will be linear, quadratic, or cubic. And then you're going to sketch the graph. Okay? Okay, really quickly, before we go on, I would like to make a couple changes. On this third one, 4x plus 1, will you make that a negative 4x? On the bottom, make that a negative 1/2. So on the bottom, make the 1/2 negative. And make the 3/4 next to that negative as well. Okay? So make the 4x plus 1, make the 4 a negative. On the bottom row, make the 1/2 negative, so it should be negative 1/2. And on the second one on the bottom row, make the 3/4 negative. Okay?
Oh gosh, I can do that one.
Okay, let's look at the first one. Y equals 1/3 x plus 4. Look at x here. Is that going to be linear, quadratic, or cubic?
Linear.
It's linear. Does x have an exponent? No, so it's linear. Is the number positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive. The 1/3 is positive, so it's going uphill. So what you need to write is linear and draw the picture of it going uphill. Next one. Y equals 2x to the third minus 5. Is that linear, quadratic, or cubic?
Cubic.
Very good, cubic, because we have an x cubed here. So that is cubic. Now look at it. I have 2x to the third. Is that positive or negative?
Positive.
That is positive. So we're going to be drawing the uphill one, which means it's going to look like that. So it's the uphill one.
Oh, there's two different ways to draw it?
Yes, this one is going uphill, this one's going downhill. Because we read them from left to right, right? Okay, we always read from left to right.
Well, because it looks the same.
They are very similar. Okay? Y equals negative 4x plus 1. Linear, quadratic, or cubic?
Linear.
Very good. Linear. Because we have just an x, there's no exponent next to it. Okay, is it positive or negative? Negative, so it's going downhill.
I keep on forgetting that it's...
Next one, y equals negative 1/2 plus x, or 1/2 x squared minus 3. Linear, quadratic, or cubic?
Quadratic.
How did you know it was quadratic?
Because I have 2 on the x.
Because it has an x squared.
When you, when you put the lines for linear, does it matter which way you put the line?
Yes, it does. Positive and negative.
So positive.
Quadratic. Positive or negative? Negative. So is it opening up or down? Downwards. Yes. Okay. Y equals negative 3/4 x to the third. Quadratic, linear, or cubic?
Cubic.
Cubic, because it has an x to the third. So label it cubic. Positive or negative? Negative. So this one's going downhill. So it's going to be curving down. Okay. Last one. Y equals 5x squared plus 2. Quadratic, linear, or cubic?
Quadratic.
Very good. Quadratic.
Positive, so it's going up.
Okay. Positive or negative? Positive.
Quadratic.
And that's it.